Hey, homegirl, welcome to the Girl Just Heal podcast, where together we learn how to navigate our healing journeys in a way that challenges us to destroy limits and break down walls that have been keeping us subject to our trauma. I am your host, your favorite homegirl, Neimoya Basden. And just like you, I am on this healing journey, navigating the ups and downs of this thing called life, while simultaneously allowing God to usher me right into the place where He wants me to be. So get comfy, grab your journal, and let's talk about all the ways we can heal, grow, and evolve together. Hey, homegirls, welcome to another episode of the Girl Just Heal podcast. I'm your favorite homegirl, Neimoya Basden, and Chad, listen. I pray that you are doing well today. Pray that you are healing well, feeling well, all of those good things. So let's go ahead and get into the episode. Y'all know we're going to start it out by first reading a homegirl review because we love to shout out the homegirls. I love that y'all are dropping these reviews on Apple Podcasts, or if you're commenting on like the YouTube episodes or Spotify episodes. Thank y'all so much for just letting me know how you feel, how this podcast is making you feel. I really, truly appreciate that. So we have a review that comes from Lexi S, and she did leave a 5-star rating. So thank you so much for that, homegirl. The title of her review is also Take the Devil Off Your Payroll, baby. That episode, y'all have resonated with that episode. I love it. So she goes on to say, this episode spoke to me today. I've been listening to your podcast for about 6 months now. Most times I just listen quietly and think I need to leave a review, but I always forget. Today, I couldn't. For the past 2 years, I've been dealing with a condition. Every time I get news from the doctor, I find myself sinking into depression. I start speaking negatively over myself without even realizing it. But listening to this episode made something click. I saw how I've been letting the enemy steal my healing by agreeing with lies just through the words I speak. This episode reminded me of the power of life and death in the tongue, and it woke me up. Thank you for this. It was exactly what I needed right when I needed it. So Lexi, homegirl, let me just say, thank you. I appreciate you for leaving this review. And I appreciate you for just opening up and being vulnerable and being a little transparent with us. So Lexi, thank you so much, homegirl, for this amazing review. I am so glad that you are here, and I look forward to continuing to heal, grow, and evolve together. So y'all already know what time it is, baby. It is time for the most favorite part of the episode. You already know. Get into it. It's time for the what? It is time for the prayer cards. Prayer cards. It is time for the prayer cards. Prayer cards. 8. Prayer cards. Prayer cards. 8. It is time for the prayer cards. Time for that word. I know y'all excited about the word, honey. If you ain't, you should get excited every time it's time to hear the word. So our scripture for today comes from 1 John chapter 3, verse 18. And it says, let us not love with words or speech, but with actions and in truth. Woo, my God, my God. Let me read it again. Let us not love with words or speech, but with actions and in truth. Don't just come up to me telling me you love me, you care about me, you want what's good for me, you happy for me, you want to see me succeed. Baby, show me that. Don't just come up and tell me that. So many times I've encountered people in my life who will come up and they will tell me how proud of me they are. They will tell me that they are so happy and so thankful at what God is doing in my life. They will tell me all of these things, but baby, their actions ain't lining up with the words that come out of their mouths. My goodness, it is so important for your actions to align with what you are speaking, because sometimes you can get people who's telling you that because everybody else around you is telling you that. Everybody else told you how cute you looked in your dress. Everybody else told you how your hair looked cute. And sometimes you get somebody who they really don't want to give you that compliment. They really don't want to say these things to you, but they feel a little pressured because everybody else around said it, and they looking like, oh, well, if I don't say it, then it's going to show my true colors. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And it's already showing your true colors, baby. Let me tell you something. My best friend talks about me all the time. She tell me I pay attention too much. She say you pay attention to people too much. You pay attention to situations too much. I don't think it's too much, honey. Y'all favorite homegirl is just very alert. I'm very alert. So when I look at people, like I can tell when I'm around somebody by your behavior, by your actions, by your facial expressions, by all of the, like by your whole entire being. I can tell what it is, like how you feeling. If you say something out your mouth, like say, I'm gonna just use for an example, somebody come up and say, you know what, I am so proud of you. You really doing your thing. And I'm looking at you, baby. I need to see your actions is showing me if you really mean this, if you're really genuine about this, or if you just saying this because for whatever reason you feel like you saying this is going to, I don't know what you feel like it's going to do. Honestly, like I don't even know what you feel like it's going to do, but people like that who will say things out of their mouths, but their actions don't align. I really try not to surround myself with those people. Because those are not your people. Those are not the people that you need to be around. You need to be around people who not only speak life into you, but they mean that life that they're speaking into you. They ain't just speaking life into you because everybody else speaking life into you. They ain't just speaking life into you because they don't want to be looked at as being a hater or being messy or being chaotic, being drama filled. They're not just doing it because it's popular and it's what everybody else is doing. No, they are doing it and they really mean it. They really mean you well. They really want you to heal. They really want you to grow. They really want you to evolve. They really care about you. They care about your mental health. They care about your physical and emotional health. Like, you need to surround yourself with people who actions lining up with the words that they speak. And I think we even covered an episode on this before, so I ain't gonna get into that in this episode, but this prayer card just made me think of that. 1 John chapter 3 verse 18. Again, let us not love with words or speech, but with actions and in truth. So not only do you have to love with actions, but it has to be truthful. Don't come around me acting like you like me and you don't. Don't tell me that you like me, then come around acting like you like me, but you really don't. I want you to be honest. It's okay to be honest. It's really okay. And we in a generation now where honesty is almost hard to come by. Like, you got a lot of people who are putting on these facades and doing all of these things. But I'm going to get off of that because this can turn into a whole episode. And baby, it almost did, because this scripture right here, it really almost turned into a whole episode. But we got something to talk about today. So again, bookmark the scripture, 1 John chapter 3, verse 18. So now we're really going to get into the episode. And for this episode, y'all, this is a requested episode. So this homegirl, she reached out, and when I saw the message that she put, I was like, you know what, God, I feel like this is right on time. Like, it resonated with my soul. I feel like I am really in a space now where I can talk about it and where I just have like a better understanding of even, how my process and what all that looked like. So let me just go ahead and get into it. She says, first, love your podcast. Can you please do an episode on how we can figure out what our assignment is, or how you knew what your assignment was, or how and where to start? And so this is like gonna be 3-part. Like, I'm gonna try to cover all 3 of these parts in this one episode. And I'm gonna just break it down. So the first thing she says was, can you please do an episode on how we can figure out what our assignment is? Now, this is a question that not only this homegirl has been asking, a lot of homegirls have been asking this question because they are wanting to know, okay, what am I created to do? I hear you come on this podcast, Neimoya, and you telling me that I have a purpose. You telling me that God has a plan for my life, but I don't know what it is that I am created to do. Okay, now let me just tell you something. The very first thing, and it all comes back to this key point, the very first thing and the first key component into figuring out what your assignment is to have that relationship with God. You have to have that relationship with God. That's the only way you going to have that connection and that communication to know, hey, what it is on this earth that I am supposed to be doing. Because when you don't have that relationship with God, then it gets hard and you just out here doing everything. Every idea sound like a good idea. Every idea sound like, oh, I should do that. Everything that's trending, you trying to hop on the latest trends. And we've seen that. I've seen that even with something as simple as like podcasts. A lot of people, podcasts have been trending for a little while now. They hop on trying to do a podcast and then they fall off from doing it. And then it's like, oh, well, where did you go? Like, you know, you have community asking like, where did you go? And you just done with it all together because you hopped on a trend rather than hopping on your assignment. And so we have to have this relationship with God to where we understand that, yes, God will allow us to have some very, very great ideas, but not every idea is meant to be executed on. And my God, when I tell y'all that I am learning this for myself, not every idea is meant for you to execute on. That's why it's important to stay in close communication with God, because God will always send you signs. Like, it's not going to always be this audible voice like, no, do not start that business. It won't be that. But sometimes you'll see that, okay, you feel like you got everything lined up to start that business, right? But then slowly but surely, everything just keep falling through. Like, everything's falling apart. Nothing's happening and you getting frustrated. Like, when you get to that point, I need you to just start talking to God and saying, okay, God, I need you to show me the way, because I thought I heard from you that I was supposed to start this business, but everything is falling apart. It doesn't look like this business is going to happen. So God, if this is you, okay, I need y'all to get bold and start asking God, Lord, if this is you, please make provision and make a way for this vision to work out. If this is you. And I promise you, in my life, God ain't never failed. Every time I have asked God, Lord, if this is you, he gonna either show me that it is him or that it ain't, that I don't need to be doing it. Either stuff gonna start lining up or somebody gonna come and give me a word of confirmation. Somebody gonna come and do something, or everything just gonna continue to fall apart. And it's just like, okay, no, like this ain't what you need to be doing. And so that's the number one thing when it comes to knowing what your assignment is. And I know I hear you out there like, okay, well, I feel like I'm in communication with God, but he's not telling me anything. Sometimes, and I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this, sometimes it's not that God is not telling you anything. It's that God is not telling you what you want to hear. And so you take that as being, well, God is not talking to me. He's talking to you, but he's not talking to you how you want him to talk to you. He's not telling you what you want him to tell you. And so sometimes you go and say, well, God is not talking to me. God not telling me what my assignment is. God not telling me what to do. He is telling you, but you want God to tell you a certain thing, and God is not telling you that thing because he don't have that assignment for you. God has something else for you, but because you want to do this, you want to do it how you want to do it. It's your way. You want to have your way right now, and you want to do it how you want to do it. You are tuning out the voice of God, and you're not even following where God is trying to take you. You are blocking out the assignment, and then you're sitting in this same cycle talking about, I don't know what my assignment is. I don't know what God wants me to do. You do know, like, you know that God don't want you to do what you currently doing. Nothing is working out. Everything is falling through. Like, you can't get a success in this area at all. Everything just falling through. Nothing's working out. Nothing's coming, like no resource, no strategies, like no nothing. But because you want to do that, you are neglecting what God is telling you, and you are neglecting the direction that God is trying to send you in. Instead of doing that, you have to tune in fully to God, meaning you have to release your control. You got to give it up. You got to give it all up. And that's going to lead me straight into this next part. She says, how did you know what your assignment was? For me, I had to come to the end of myself in order for me to know and obtain my assignment from God. And even before that, it was like, so let me go back just a little bit. I started like public speaking and doing like little online events where I was speaking back in like 2014, 2015. And so like all through my life, like even in school, I loved writing and public speaking and different things like that. Like those are my subjects. And so even in school, like in high school as a little girl in junior high, I knew that I wanted to be a speaker. I wanted to be a motivational speaker, baby. Listen, if anybody asked me, I mean, I had dreams to go in another field, but I wanted to be a motivational speaker. And so I knew I had this gift on me from a child, like from a young age. I just didn't know how God was going to use it. And I didn't know at that time because my relationship with God wasn't really locked in. Like I was going to church because I was raised in church, but I didn't have a relationship with him for myself to know exactly what it is that I was supposed to do. And so fast forward a little bit after high school and stuff, I ended up writing a book and all of that. And then I just started speaking. Like I started speaking a little bit before I published my first book. And so I always knew that this is what God had for my life. But watch this. I couldn't access it until I got into alignment with what God was wanting to do, because I was thinking in my mind, I'm just going to be a motivational speaker. That's where it capped at for me. I just want to be a motivational speaker. I would spend endless amounts of time looking up a motivational speaker. Like that's where I capped it at. But I had to really get in alignment with God for him to say, no, 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 no. You are much more than a motivational speaker. This ain't about you being a motivational speaker. It's good. Motivational speakers are good, but this is more than that. Your assignment is more than you just being a motivational speaker. Now, I didn't know the extent that my assignment was going to go to, but I knew that God had something for me, and I couldn't access my assignment until I came to the end of me. And when I say the end of me, meaning I had to empty myself out. I had to empty myself out from everything I was trying to do. All the ideas and all the visions that I had, the ways that I wanted things to look, I had to empty all of that, like just pour it out and start over, like just give it all to God. I had to say, okay, God, I have been trying to do this on my own for so long. My vision, the things that I see, the path that I see, like I want it to be one way, but I realize that I'm holding myself back. So God, I need you to take over. I need you to be in full control. I need you to drive this car, because if you don't drive this car, I know I'm going to miss my opportunity. Like I know I'm going to miss out on my assignment. And so when I say I had to come to the end of myself, baby, I had to empty me out. If you are listening and you have been wondering what your assignment is, baby, it's going to require you to come to the end of yourself. All them plans that you had, all them ideas that you had, you want to execute on doing this week, and then the next week you want to do something else. You have to come to the end of yourself. Give everything to God. Give everything that you have, all your ideas, all your business ventures, just give all of that to God. When I tell you I had to give all of that to him, meaning every single thing that I was doing, I had to give it all to God. I had to give it to him, because if I didn't give it to God, my God, listen, if I didn't give it to God, I wouldn't have known and I wouldn't have been able to experience my assignment from his lens. Jesus. Listen. Whew, my God, that's a word. That was real good. I didn't expect to say that, but that was real good. We have to get to a point where we are experiencing our assignments from God's lens. Meaning, how do you want it to look? And how do we get there? Neimoya, I hear you talking. How do I get there? You got to come to the end of yourself. Baby, meaning everything that you got planned out, you have to give that up. You have to be willing to give that up. If you are not willing to give that up, then you are not ready to walk in your God-given assignment yet. Because you have to empty yourself out and say, Lord, fill me up. What you want me to do? I know what I want to do. I know how I want my life to look. I know the assignment I want to be on, but God, I'm trying to be on what you want. So God, what do you want me to do? That's when you gonna know And that's when you're going to be able to step into your assignment, is when you come to the end of yourself. And so I want to encourage you to come to the end of yourself, meaning that everything you have, just give it up. Just give it to God. Go present it all to God. Just say, God, I'm giving you everything that I have. Lord, everything I've been trying to do, I'm giving it all to you. Like, Lord, I am emptying myself so that you can fill me up. And the thing I love about God is that it's not that everything in your life is not meant to be there. You know what God is going to do? When you give God everything you have, God is going to weed out and prune the bad stuff, but then he's going to slowly but surely start replacing things back into your life. And you're going to be like, oh, so God, this idea was from you. Oh, so God, this is what I was supposed to do. But when he presented back to you, it's going to now come with direction. You gonna now understand, like, yes, this is what you're supposed to do. But now you gonna keep God all up in it and say, okay, God, you showed me this is what I'm supposed to do. Now I need you to help me walk through it. I need you to help me get from point A to B to C to D. I need you to help me through this. A lot of times we're not experiencing our assignment because we're not asking God to help us do it. Like, we are just out here doing things because it's a good idea. We just out here doing things because, oh, I feel like I can do this. I seen everybody else do it. This is trending. This is the popular thing to do. So now I want to do it. No, baby, we have to get into alignment with the assignment. Get in alignment with God. Come to the end of yourself and just say, God, I give up. God, I've been trying for so long and it hasn't been working out. So God, I give up and I come to the end of me and I give you all of me so that you can now start putting back into me what's supposed to be there, what was ordained to be there all along. And then I can do the assignment that you have for me. So the last part of her question was how and where to start. And I think I really covered that. You have to start with this relationship with God. Like, that's number one. Start with their relationship. And the next thing right after their relationship with God, you establishing their relationship. And I mean a real good relationship with God. Not you just trying to talk to God because you want to find out your assignment, but you really don't care about having a relationship with him. No, you need to be locked in with God. And after you are locked in with God, then that's when you can start emptying yourself out. It's going to require you to empty yourself out and come to the end of you. If you want to walk in your God-given assignment, you got to come to the end of you, point blank, period. There's no other way around it. You have to give up everything that you know, everything that you want, everything, every vision that you have, every way that you think your life gonna turn out. You have to give that to God and tell God, now I need you to replace that with who you want me to be. God, who did you ordain me to be? And then you are going to start seeing, okay, well, this is my assignment. God is making a way out of no way. God is opening a door here. I didn't think that I was going to ever be able to do this. I've been trying to do this for 5 years, but now everything is falling into place. That is because you come to the end of yourself, you empty yourself out, and you give it all to God. And so I pray that if you're listening to this and you're wondering, like, how do I find my assignment? I pray that this helps you get into alignment with the assignment, baby. That's a word. Get into alignment with the assignment. My God, get into alignment with the assignment. And it requires a lot of things. It requires a lot of things for you to get into alignment with that. Your heart has to be changed. Like, this is not something that you can just do today and then God starts answering a prayer and you jump out of alignment. No, baby, that's not going to work. When you get into alignment with the assignment, you have to stay there. You can't keep jumping in and out, in and out, in and out, because the more you jump out, you're going to lose your way even more. You put more distractions there. You put more obstacles there, more barriers there. You are stopping yourself a lot more when you jumping in and out of your assignment. Stay in alignment. Yes, it's still going to be issues that arise, but if you stay in alignment, God has already created a way of escape. And let me clarify, because even if you jump out of alignment, he has a way of escape, but you are making it that much harder on yourself. Why not just stay in alignment with the assignment? Why not just stay in that place where God has guided you, where you have made the choice to get into alignment with God in the first place? Baby, you made that choice. Okay, congratulations to you because you made that choice. But then when you make that choice, you have to choose that every single day. Every day you wake up, you have to choose to stay in alignment with the assignment. You have to choose because, baby, life will happen and it'll be things that will make you say, you know what? God, take me off your strongest soldiers list. I don't know if I can do this. Like, I don't know if I can do this assignment. Life will happen. And so that's why every day it is a choice. It's a choice every single day to stay into alignment with the assignment. So I love y'all so much. And I pray that this episode gave a little more clarity. Talk back to me. Let me know if this episode answered you, homegirl. And then all the other homegirls and homeboys who are listening, if this episode has helped you or maybe it got you asking more questions or wondering more things, baby, go ahead and drop that in the DMs, email that, drop that in the comments. Let me know. Y'all know I try to bring y'all episodes that y'all really want to hear from my POV, and not only my POV, but also using God. Like, y'all know the word of God is all up and through here. God is all up and through Girl Just Heal. So I love y'all so much. With that said, I'm not going to blab on, okay? We are going to close this episode out with the Girl Just Heal mantra. And y'all know first we're going to take a deep breath in and out. And that is just us releasing all of the cares of today, yesterday, this week, this month, anything that's come up to trigger us or harm us. We are releasing that off of us, y'all. And we're going to repeat the Girl Just Heal mantra together. So the Girl Just Heal mantra is, I accept myself for who I am. I free myself from all fear. And today, I choose to heal. I accept myself for who I am. I free myself from all fear. And today, I choose to heal. I accept myself for who I am. I free myself from all fear. And today, I choose to heal. So thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode of the Girl Just Heal podcast. I'm your favorite homegirl, Neimoya, Basden, and until we speak again, girl, just heal. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Girl Just Heal podcast. Be sure to connect with us on social media at Girl Just Heal. And if you need an extra dose of support during your healing journey, join our private Facebook community where we can continue to heal, grow, and evolve together.